I've been raising chickens for 2.5 years now, but within those 2.5 years, there's more than likely a couple of negative experiences that I've had. So I figured I'd share them with you to question whether the fact you'd want chickens or not. Let's begin. Alright, so one of the biggest reason why most people, and a lot of people don't actually like chicken keeping, is because of the work. Now, to make the work 69,420 times worse, what you need to do is you need to add a storm. If you don't have an automatic coop door, then you have to let them out every morning, whether it's raining, pouring, or you're having a literal hurricane over your place. You still have to go out there to let them out. Unless, of course, they're like right next to your house and you usually pasture them because a hurricane's about to hit. And of course, if a hurricane's about to hit, you need to take precautions, and I have a video for you on that, but it's pretty expired, so yeah. Alright, so have you ever had an instance where if you pasture chickens, they literally escape their yard, and they are literally impossible to put back in? Well, I'll tell you, that happens to me almost every day. You see, chickens always find their little escape routes, and no matter how hard you try, they're going to find them. So make sure you patch up literally every single exploit, or else your chickens are going to find literal, like, even the tiniest exploit will be enough to let them get out. Let's just say you turn your backyard into a giant construction zone, you're putting something in there, maybe a fence or something like that. Your chickens are going to get in the way in that if that happens, so recommend making sure your fence is 100% secure, or put an entire square around the yard so that way they don't get out. And also, chickens can fly up to 7 feet tall, so don't think that a wussy 3-foot tall fence will just keep them from escaping. It won't. How many times have your chickens gotten into something you don't want them to get into? For me, that's happened at least over 100 times. Free-ranging chickens is worse, but pasturing chickens, you sometimes let them get into stuff that you don't want them to get into. Whether it's poisonous plants, or sometimes just the stuff you don't want them to touch. Like, imagine you're digging a giant hole in your backyard and your chicken just falls into it. Pain and suffering to get them out, unfortunately. And if it's a really deep hole, they're not going to be able to get it out on their own. But as I said, chickens can fly up to 7 feet tall, so don't be surprised that they jump out of these holes like it's absolutely nothing. The one thing I will say is that make sure that the area you're going to put your chickens in or move them to is going to be an area that is exploit-free from stuff that you don't want them to touch. Because, well, if they touch stuff, I bet you want to throw your phone like it's nothing if that happens. And, of course, how many times have your chickens made a mess with their food or water? For me, I have to deal with that at least once or twice a week. It is not fun to have to clean all of that up just because your chickens decide to literally just do all that by themselves. Trust me, chickens will do that if you're not careful. And trust me, they are some very extravagant creatures, but at the same time, they are also morons when it comes to this. So, let's just say you just give them some food, and you notice they're digging in that. They're kicking all the stuff out of there onto the ground for you to have to clean up. It really is pain and suffering, right? Well, if any of those things made you stop buying chickens, well, you're welcome, because if you can't put up with the pain and suffering of raising chickens, well, there's a good chance you can't. Anyways, this is the end screen. Let me roll the clip. Alright, so if you did enjoy the video, I have a video right for you on the screen. This is the one that YouTube thinks you will enjoy the most. It's right in the middle of the screen, and right below it, you'll see a subscribe button. That's not required, but I would highly recommend to click it.